Hello, everyone is here. Is it visible?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. Up to here, we had seen the looping condition, all these things. We had almost like revised. Today, we have to discuss the very important topic called object, because JavaScript or whatever it is the object-oriented language. Okay. So this topic is very important because mostly what and all things we handle here is in the ServiceNow or anywhere, it's mostly comes with object. Okay. So what is object? How we create object? Okay. So what is object that we had already seen? So it's a one kind of data type. If I write a data type and it contains multiple values. Okay. And also object will have properties and method. Okay. Guys, you understand this as it is. Okay. Object means here object only. Okay, so if you are a normal guy, like if you are not from computer science background or something, so when you hear object, what you understand? Object is some object, like maybe one rock is object. Okay, your bike is object. So same way, when we talk about here in the computer science or in the coding words, the object is still the same. Like for example, you are one object. Okay, suppose whoever is in the class, you suppose one person is a object. Okay, what will have? Now that person will have some name. Okay, it will have address. It will have some properties that will define that person. Okay, so same way here is also an object. So this is object is here also it's the same meaning. What is the real meaning of object? Here also it has the same meaning. Okay, so the thing is, what is the syntax of creating object? So it's a simple. Previously also we had seen. For example, it's a variable that in layman terms I've already told everything is just a variable. These all things are just a different way of storing the values in any variable. Okay. So suppose you are creating one variable called employee. Okay. So this is a one object. I'm creating one object. So let me write here syntax. So how you will create? This is the object. Then you have to use this curly bracket. Okay. And then maybe there also you can give, it will have two things. Like first thing, suppose you are giving first name. Okay. So first name, then like this, and then suppose you can give anything what you will give. Um, suppose you have given Sarthi. Okay. So this is the first value, then comma. Either you can write the second key and value pair also like second property, or you can write here. Okay. So suppose I'm taking the last name. So this first, there is one object called employee. This employee has the first property, is it its first name? Second property, its last name. Okay. So last name, what I can give? Okay, suppose anything. I'm giving, suppose Singh, anything. It's not real. Okay, guys. Just I'm giving example. And what else an employee could have the property? Suppose employee ID. Okay. So employee ID I have given 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So this is one object. Okay. So employee is an object. So basically we store value here in key and value pair. An object will have some properties and method. What is method? I'm going to explain later. But here, if you see, this is employee is an object, and this first name, last name, employee ID, these all are things are called its property. So first name, last name, employee ID is the property of this employee object. Okay. The way, for example, if you are talking about rock is one object. So you will talk about, okay, what kind of rock it is. Same if you are talk about bike or car, anything. So you will see the model number, color of the car, and different things. So for every object will have some property. How it defines, like the properties only defines what kind of object that are. Okay. So same way here in coding language also, if something is object will have some properties. Okay, and how you will store the properties in this way. This is the syntax of creating object, and this is how the object look like. Okay. Now the second thing, the way, if you remember, we had access the Java value. Same way, how you will access the property of a object. Accessing the property of object. So how we'll access the way there, how, if you remember, we were writing like in Java in array. If there is an array, so we were taking the array name, suppose it's A, then this bracket, and then you were giving the position, 0th position, first position, second position, something like that. Here, how you will access? Suppose this is the employee, right? So I want to print the employee first name. So how will I access the first name property of this object? So you have to write, this is the syntax of accessing the object property. You have to write object name employee, then dot, then you have to write first name. Okay. And that's it. You can run the code. Whatever is the upper part, I'm just removing, guys, these all things. Okay. Because I've already, I think, copy pasted in notes. Okay. So let's run. So if I will run, you are accessing the employee dot first name. Even if you'll run, you won't give any output. Okay, can you see? It runs successfully, but you are not seeing any output. Can someone tell me why we did not get any output?
You have to print it, right?
Correct. To see the value in your system, it is printing. It is giving you the first name of this property. But since you are not printing this, that's why it's not visible to you. So here you have to write like this, gs.print, or you can write like this. You can take one variable. I've taken like variable x. In the x variable, you are storing the value of employee dot first name. Means employee dot first name, what is Sarthi? That same thing is storing in one variable called x. Now I can print this x, gs dot print x. And I have already told you multiple times, if you are writing any variable, you don't have to write in single quotation or double quotation. Okay. So let's print. Can you see? This time we got the Sarthi, the first name. Same way, if you want to access the second, you want to access the employee ID of this employee. So you can do the same thing. You can take one more variable, or if you don't want to take variable, you can directly print gs.print that object name dot eid. Okay. Can you see? It is giving employee ID 1234 and first name, what you are accessing. Guys, are you understanding what is object, how to access the object properties? Guys, please acknowledge, someone say yes or no.
Yes, but just one query I have Guna over here. For all
Hmm.
the objects, there will always be a key value pair.
Yes.
Whenever we have to define an object, it will always be a key value pair in
Yes.
ServiceNow. Okay.
Yes, it will always be key and value pair. Okay, that is what the object. Actually, I will tell you why I'm emphasizing in the object, because everything in ServiceNow, whatever you will do, it will be kind of object only. Can you see how you are accessing this employee dot employee ID, employee something object dot eid? Why am I teaching all this? So that when I'll go for real class, like main things, you will understand. Okay, so I think we are good with object, right? Now,
Yeah,
second
because it's
thing,
little different from the normal Java concept of object,
don't
where
compare
we
because
just
this is not Java. This is not Java. This is
yeah,
first thing. This is
yeah,
JavaScript. Okay, so
yeah.
here everything you will get different. Here
Okay,
Java you don't use at all in the service now. You will use
okay.
JavaScript. Okay, so okay. Now the second thing. Now guys, just understand the most important thing. Okay, so these all are the property. Now what I'm doing, I'm creating, I'm telling you about the one thing called methods. Okay, so just see, this is the employee, correct? So suppose in place of employee, I'm taking this only, this object. I'm creating one more variable. So I'm taking in place of variable. Suppose I'm taking one object called person. Person can also be an everyone is the object only, right? Whoever is in, some are living object, some are dead object, but everyone whatever is on earth is the object. So I'm taking one object called person. Now person will have some properties, so it will have first name, last name. I'm just leaving this first name, last name as it is. Okay, let's suppose employee ID. Okay, it's also I'm leaving as it is. Suppose what else you can take? You can take nothing. Okay, I think it's fine. Now see what is the methods. Okay, so see, you want to write something like whenever I want to get the full name of this person. Okay, I want to create one method. Whenever I want to get the full name of this person object, I can get it. Okay, so how you will create? You understand the concept also. Okay, so see guys, method is nothing but a function. If you are creating any function inside the object, that is called methods. Okay, so this is the person is the object. Here we have some properties. I want one function to return its full name. So I want to create a function. So if you'll see, this is a new way. How you will create the function inside the object. You will create like this. So what is object? Object you write in key and value pair, right? This is the key and value pair. Same if you want to create a function. So function name is the full name, correct? So here, how you will create? Suppose I'm giving full name. This full name is my uh, this full name. I want to create it as a method. Okay, so that whenever I want the full name of this person, I can get it. So what I'm doing, I'm creating one full name function. So but here how we can, since it's an object, inside object everything can be in key and value pair. So this full name is my key. So I'm keeping it like this. Okay. Now basically I'm creating one function. So what will be the value? How you will create function? Function keyword and function name. If you remember yesterday I have taught you. So here the only difference is, what is the difference here? The only thing you are doing this way of creating function. Generally, when you create function, you'll write function name, sorry, function keyword, then function name, and then this your parenthesis, like your this bracket, and then this curly bracket. This is how you write. You guys remember, right? Yesterday I have taught how to create function.
Yeah,
You remember, right?
yeah,
Yeah, here I have created. I have shown you different ways of creating function, function name, then parameter, and this you can write code, and with return keyword will come. Okay. So same way, but here in the inside object, if you are creating any function, you are creating only function only to get full name of this employee. But how? Here you are giving the your function name you are giving first, and then you are giving this column because you have to make it as a key and value pair. So in this key, you are storing this function. Okay. Actually, you can create any function with function name or without function name also. But this is here. This is how you create any function inside this object. Okay, so function bracket. Now here you can write in between, you can write your code. So what I want the full name, right? So I have already guys told you with function one thing comes return keyword. What I want to return, I want to return the full name. Okay, so I want the this first name and last name. So since it is inside this object only, there is one keyword called this. Okay, this is the part of this is the part of JavaScript. Like this is the keyword which you can use. Okay, inside the object. Since it is the person only. Okay, so I'm right using this keyword called this. When I'm using this keyword, if you'll see complete its property you are getting here. Can you see? You are getting the employee ID. You are getting the first name. You are getting the full name. You are getting the last name. This person you live for person is his name. But all the property of this object you are getting with this keyword called this. Are you understanding? This is one just keyword. This is just notifying to your this object name, this person. If you are using this, all the properties you can access. Okay. So this dot, what I want to print first name. So I'm just writing this dot. Okay, I'm just keeping here only this dot first name plus I want to give some space in between and then plus
Last,
this
last name.
dot last name. This will be the called only the full name, correct? And this enter. So what you did inside the object, you created one function. When you create any function inside the inside the object, that it's called methods. Okay. Now this is done, correct? This we have created. Now let's start accessing the property of this person object. Okay. Let's start accessing the properties. So how you will access? So suppose I'm taking one variable. I want to print the full name of this person. Okay. So suppose let's print first last name. So how you will print? You are taking one variable. Suppose you have taken one variable called x is equal to person dot employee ID. Correct? Sorry. You are getting this is how you will print. Sorry, this is how you will access the employee ID object name dot person name. Correct? Same way, now if you want to print this, you can do gs dot print. Since you have stored the person dot employee ID, whatever value came, you stored in this x variable. So I'm printing this x variable. Okay, and this semicolon because my code is done. Now I want to print the full name of this person. For printing the full name of this person, I have a method. What is the method? This is the full name. Okay, so now how to access method? Okay, so just see the difference. Okay, I want to access this full name property. Okay, so how will I access? I'm taking one variable so that full name I can store. So I'm taking one variable called y. Okay, now I have to access this full name property. So how will I access? Just see the difference. Person not okay person dot full name and this bracket. If you see the difference when you access the methods here this bracket comes. Are you understanding? If you are access simple property, if you are accessing the simple property, then you don't need to keep this comma like this parenthesis, this bracket. Okay, but if you are accessing any method, this is coming, this bracket is coming. Why? Because when you are creating the function, for example, this full name function does not have parameter. So you don't put any parameter, you don't need to put any parameter. But suppose if you had created any function inside this person object where you need parameter, suppose the yesterday we had created that multiply functions, right? So if you are creating any method where you have some parameter as well, so then you have to give pass the parameter, right? So method is nothing but a function only. Are you guys understanding? Method is nothing but what is this? The only thing what you did, the function name you have written here. Then function here, whatever you want to do. For example, if I want to create one more method, I can create inside here. So the method is nothing but a function only. But when you are creating function inside any object, that is called as a methods. Guys, are you understanding? Please say yes or no. Or I'm just
No.
doing. You are not
See,
understanding?
you created an object person with that key value pair, and then inside
Hmm.
it there was
Hmm.
another variable which you paired it with a function, wherein
Right.
you are returning the first name plus the last name.
Right.
Okay,
Hmm.
and then out of and you're out of this object, then all
Hmm.
you did was you declared one variable where you have taken a person employee ID, you printed that, then you took another variable there you are calling the full name function.
Hmm.
Okay, so full name which you have mapped with the function. So
Hmm.
that means it's got created as a function, and then you map that using person object. You call full name function, and you assign that to the y variable. Am I correct in
Right.
understanding that? Okay.
Yes. You understood now?
Yeah.
The point is what I want to tell here is the difference between function and method. Yesterday I've taught you how to create a function. Okay, see guys, why am I telling you? Suppose if you are gonna use one, okay, I'm just telling you one service now thing. Suppose here it won't work, but okay, you just first understand. Okay, you understand, right? Yesterday I have taught you function. Now I'm just giving you one example of function. So you guys must have heard about function and methods, correct? So did you guys understand what is the difference between function and method? So this is a difference. Method is nothing but a function only, but When you are creating that function inside the object with key and value pair, that function will be known as a methods. So here full name is not a function, full name is a method. It's just a technical term. But if you will understand like normally, so it's what is this? It's a function only, right? Guys, yes or no? How to access this function? Like this, like you are this person dot full name is also what you are doing. You are accessing the property of an object only, right? And how you access the property of object? Person dot normal property name. Correct. You don't have to go parenthesis or something like that. But when you are accessing the method, so at that time you have to use this parenthesis as well. Okay, if you understand, good. If you are not understanding this, uh-huh. Sorry. Any questions,
Yeah.
guys? No questions? Okay. So now I'm just printing gs dot print gs dot print y. Okay. Now let's run this code. Mm, Something is missed. What is missed? Mm, 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 mm. Let me remove this or comment one more time. Everything is correct only, right? Yes, this is the mistake. Okay. So yeah, this is learning. If you'll make one single comma or something, it is not going to run. Can you see? This time you got this 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the employee ID and this is the Sarthi Singh. This is the full name. Suppose now if you want to print in the sentence, okay. If you everywhere, if something you want to print like I'm printing one sentence, dot print, gs dot print, mm, my full name is plus what I can do. My full name is what? I've already stored my full name, person dot full name. I've already accessed. So either I can write here person dot full name or I can simply what I can write. I can
Why?
write y. Okay. Plus here you have to give some space. So for giving space, you have to give like this way because system is considering this space also. System won't know if you won't give this space. Okay. So plus y plus again you have to give some space because this is a different sentence. You want to write like my full name is then space then your name. Otherwise is and this y the full name will it won't have in space between is and y. So that's why you have to give space manually. Then plus my employee ID is, so again the sentence what you are writing you have to writing in string. My employee ID is, if you are using the variable plus then the space also you will write in string only. Now what is your employee ID? X. So here you can use X. X, since it is a variable, it won't be in the single string or double string. Okay. So now let's print. Okay. What will be the output of this, guys? Can anyone tell me?
My full name is Sarthi Singh. First, it will be ex employee ID 1234, then Sarthi Singh, and then my full name is Sarthi Singh. My employee ID is 1234, along with the space between the two. Sarthi Singh and my full name is between those two string, and space between my employee ID is and a string. Employee
Right.
ID.
Right. Let's run and see. Okay. So can you see what is the use of this function? In place of printing writings this Sarthi Singh one to one, I've just used that function and I've called it full name, and it given you my full name is this and my employee ID is this. Guys, are you understanding little bit or are you not understanding?
Yeah.
This is the very important thing because the next thing whatever we are going to study, everything will be the object only. Okay. Okay, for example,
What was the difference between the method and the function,
yeah,
Gunnar?
this is what explained, right? Okay, this is what I have explained. If you are writing any function inside the object, for example, what is
That
this
should
full
be
name? Full name is the method only, right? Here you can create any. For example, here let me give one comma, and I'm creating one multiply functions. So I'm creating one function called multiply. So multiply. Okay. Now you have to give like this, and then function, and then for multiplying you need two values, right? So those two values I'm given as a and b, and then what I'm returning, return
A
a
multiplied by
a into b. I'm giving this very example so that you guys start imagine like you're able to imagination you have to increase. Okay, like you have to think properly, like for same way for your requirement also you have to think what all parameters you need. These all things are part of that, so you can take this as a reference. Okay, so now this also one variable I've created, one function I've created. So suppose I want to access this method. Now for multiply, I want to multiply two values, so what I can do, I can call this method. How? Person is the object dot what is my method, multiply. Okay, this is the multiply. So the only difference is if you are calling the method, you it will come with object. Inside which object, I will give you just example. Inside which object that method is created. Method will always with it associated with its object. If it were simple function, you could have directly called this multiply and like this. Correct? You don't need this object name. So here I'm giving what I'm giving 8 into 10, 8 and 10. Okay, and I'm doing here gs dot print so that it prints gs dot print. I hope it will run. gs.print. I hope I'm not make any mistake. It's outside only. Okay. So control A, control C. Just running the script. Can you see? 8 into 10, 80. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, another. So what is this? Yesterday we created this function only, right? So this is also one function only. The only thing when you are writing any function inside the object, that is called methods. You understand, Shivani? Did I answer your
yeah,
question?
yeah.
Okay, and for accessing that function, you need that object name also in under which it was created. I'm going to give that example. Okay, I'm just giving you one example. Okay, now we are starting. Now I'm good with like basic. I think I have clear how to write what is variable, all those things what you need. The basic things I have told you. If anything comes in between, I will explain you in between the coding classes also. Okay, but let's start now. We are starting over the main thing. Okay, so you will understand why this I am emphasizing on this object and methods. Object methods function, why I have told this, you will see all these applications in our scripting classes. Okay,
Mm.
so let's see. Mm, so what we are starting from client side scripting. Okay, so okay, let me, did I go back or what? I hope it's already there. Let me copy paste this, control A, control C. Now intro. So what we are going to learn, we are starting with client side scripting. Okay, so client script and its type. Okay, so what we'll study in client script. So guys, I've just you told you about the object, right? So here we have one thing called API. We call that is object only, but here we call it as a API. Okay, what is API? It's application. Programming, yes, interface. So here in client side, here we study about mainly two APIs. We use like G underscore form. This is one API and another will be G underscore user. Okay, these two are all API. See, these all just technical terms. These all API and blah blah blah. Okay, but if you understand, this is nothing. This is just an one object. G underscore form is our object. G underscore user is object. Okay, if you are understanding things properly, you will understand. In technical terms, they can say anything. That's why I'm not teaching you anything technically. For example, here, if you'll go with definition and bookish language, there will be so much of things. What is method and all this function, how to create and all those things, right? But I'm just telling you the basic things what you have to understand. Okay. So here basically in client side, we are going to study about two. Either you talk about generally people will take API only. Okay. Tell me the client side APIs. So they will tell you the client side APIs. So you have to tell, okay, G underscore form, G underscore user. Suppose they will ask you, okay, what and all client side APIs you have used when you are working for ServiceNow. So you have to answer like this way, G underscore form, G underscore user. These all are the client side APIs. Okay, but what is this? If you understand this object and all, you will understand when we'll go ahead. It's nothing but an object. Inside this object, they have created multiple methods. For example, under this G underscore form object, they have created different methods. So those methods only you have to learn. Okay, ServiceNow scripting is very easy. For each and every task, there is already predefined methods. You just have to learn those methods. And obviously, you should have logic. If you have logic, obviously logic I can't build. I can teach you. Then logic, as much as you practice, you write, it will come from that. Okay, so let's start, guys. So, okay, let me open the client script. So now, client script. So we had created one table, right? Employee insurance. I'm taking that example only. Guys, two things again I'm revising. Whenever for example, I have started a client script, right? One thing you have to do, you have to start observing the table name. Okay, this is constant. For each and every topic we are going to study, you have to observe this table name proper. Even if I don't say, you have to observe the table name. For example, if we are studying client script, you have to know in which table client scripts are storing. Okay, this is the concept. Second thing, update set. Update set also. Let me create one update set so that you can say when you create any script, how it stores in system. Because you have to move your things also, right, from dev to test and production. So for that, you have to store your development into the update set. These all things we have already discussed. So I'm giving the updates as scripting. These all things I'm doing submit and make it current so that whatever development or whatever script I'm writing, it stores in update set. If you have not select, by default system had selected this default update set. These all things we have already discussed. So it will store in default. But since you have created and you have made this update set current, one red symbol will come here. Currently it's not there, but now it will come because now it had chosen your update set. I think I have to refresh this one more time. Yeah, it came. Okay. So now client script. So let's me open our table which I have created. Suppose it's employee insurance table. Okay. I'm clicking on this new request. So what is happening? This form is loading. Okay. I have to deactivate this UI policy which I have written. So how can I reach to UI policy? Configure and UI policies. What I'm doing, I'm not deleting the UI policies I've written. This I've already told multiple times, don't delete anything. The only thing what you can do, you can make active false. So let me bring that active field here in the list only. And both the UI policies I'm making active false. Okay, active false. Okay. So last time when I had opened my table, one alert came, right? This time it won't come because you have deactivated the UI policy. Okay. So this time it did not come. Okay. Now coming to we are learning client script. So you can reach to client script two ways. First things, you can right click here, you can go to configure and you can directly go to client script. This is one way. Okay. Second way, you can access that from here. This is called filter navigator. From here, you can go. client script. Can you see in system definition, you will give one thing client script. I'm also keeping it here. Now, what is the difference? When you are going directly from table, this is the table where I want to write my script. Okay, that employee insurance request. Let me open that again. Employee. This is, I'm clicking this new request. So when you are directly going from filter navigator, it will come here. If you want to create new client script, you have to click new. Okay. So when you will click on new, you can create one client script. So this is the client script which you open from directly from the filter navigator. So see what's happening. Here you have to give the name, but the client script which you have gone directly from the form, if you'll select new, what is the difference here? Table, it will select automatically. The only difference, if you see, it is taking you to the same table, sys script underscore client. This is the table name where all client scripts will store. If you see here also sys script client, so the table name is the same. Okay, the only difference, if you are opening from filter navigator, you have to select the table manually for which table you want to write the client script. But if you are directly open from form or the application you want to create the client script for, it will table name, it will select automatically. You just have to give name. Okay. So first thing, in which table client script stores? So this table, sys script client. Okay. Now see one thing. This is my form, right? If you want to check anything, you can check directly. So we have one thing. If you want to press in your keyboard Shift, Control, Alt and J, so it will give you one JavaScript executor. Okay, here you can write any code. Just for it, it won't apply to your form. Okay, it will just for some testing purpose. For example, I want to alert something. What? Alert. Hello. Um, Scripting students. Okay, and if I click on this execute code, run my code, can you see it is giving you, it is running your code. Are you understanding? So this is how you can just, it won't apply to your form. It is just something, for example, some method you want to check how it works. So you can just run here. Okay, it is giving you an alert. So alert is what? Alert is just one function. This is how you create a function. But for this alert function, inside this, you have to give some parameter. So whatever you will give here, it will print. It is like gs.print. It's alert. Okay. So this is one thing. Shift Control L plus J. Let me write. This is just for checking purpose, your debugging purpose, or you want to know the method of something. Shift Control plus Alt plus J. Okay, it will give you this JavaScript executor. So this is one thing. Now see the type of client script. Okay, so this I'm deleting. I'm giving types. Okay, table it has already selected. Okay, if you'll see in client script, we have one thing called type. When you will click here, so you have how many types of client script? On sale, lead it, on change, on load, on submit. Can you see? Guys, are you listening? Are you understanding? What is the type?
Yeah,
This is the interview question. This is the ask. What type of client script we have? So what you will answer? We'll have four types of client script: on load, on change, on submit, on sell edit. Okay, we have to see all four types. Okay, and how do we use and all those things. So let's understand. Okay. So suppose first I'm seeing this on change. Okay, so I'm selecting on change. Okay, when you select on, okay, okay, let's see on change. When you select on change, okay, let me write types of client script. Okay, so first what we are seeing on change. Okay, now see, I have one requirement. Okay, I'm writing one requirement also. Let me give properly. And here I'm writing one. What is my requirement? Uh, where is the form? When this is direct employee changes. Okay, when is direct employee changes, like whether you will make it active true. So it should give you like whenever it is changes, right? I want one alert, the same alert. Okay, this hello scripting students we had given here, right? Same alert or any alert. Are you understanding? Whenever in this form, in this table, employee insurance table, whenever I'm changing the any value, like here in my case, I'm changing the is direct value, but you can take any field. Okay. So in my case, I'm taking this. What is my requirement? Whenever I'm changing this field value, I want one alert. You guys had seen this alert, right? Like the way one alert came. Guys, are you understanding the requirement? Like shift control L J. Guys, if you're not understanding, let me know. I'm going very slow. The only purpose is so that you can understand from initial few days. Can you see? Can you see when we are getting this alert? So this you are typing from JavaScript executor. But what I want this kind of alert whenever you are changing this field value is direct employee. Is requirement clear? Guys, nobody is saying anything what I means. Nobody is understanding anything.
No, we do understand. So
Yes, I
on
understand.
change of the alert, we
Yeah, if is direct employee field value changes means it's field value changes or what? It will either true or false because it's a true false type of field. Value changes, then give a message. Okay, this is my requirement. So for this kind of requirement, when any field value is changing and you want to do something, you want to perform some certain action, at that time you will use on change type of client script. Can you see as soon as you choose in here on change, here one field name is coming. So when you are writing on change client script, you have to select the field name on change of which field you want to run this script. Guys, are you understanding?
hmm.
Yes,
If
yes.
I'll select here on load, if you'll see that field gone, that field is not visible. Okay. So if I am selecting on change, then only it is asking the field name. On change of which field name you want to run this script. So in my scenario, I want is direct employee. Okay, this is the field on change of which I want to run the my code. Where is that field?
They're down. Is the employee was down.
Yeah. Can you see this is the field name I have selected on change of this field, what I want to do. If you'll see here, you are writing type comment here. So what I want to give message, what message? Alert. What alert? Hi, this is on change client script example. Okay, this message I want to give. See, I'm giving this message, but you can give any message, right? In your real life scenario, obviously there will be some certain some message which client will tell you, like I want this kind of alert on change of this field or something like that. Then you have to think, okay, I have to use this on change client script for this kind of requirement. Okay, now what you have to do, you have to save. Okay, now you have saved. If you see that update set here came version came, it is storing in this update set. Current dot update set scripting. Now let's check. Shall we check? We have created one client script. We have written right in this table.
Yeah.
Now this is the table. Let me refresh. Now I'm changing the value of this field. Okay, currently it's unchecked. Now I'm changing. Can you see? It is giving you example. Hi, this is a on change client script example. Okay. If you are unchecking this, again it will give because anyway you are changing value, right? Check, uncheck. For system, you are changing the value. Either it will be true or it will be false. So if it's true, again it's giving. Again from true, it is changing to false. So again it's giving. Guys, understanding this on change client script? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, guys, you remember I've
If
told
if
you
what happened if you pass the hello?
Yes,
What
yes.
happened if we pass the parameter of new value in the same thing?
I will tell you what and all the parameter it is. That will come in
No,
later, okay?
if we pass that in alert na new value, so it will be reflect in that particular checkbox.
Yes. It will tell you the new
Okay.
value. That I will tell you. I'm going to explain all these parameters. But here, what I'm explaining. If you guys remember, I've taught you the function, how to write a function. Now you will understand why taught you all these things. If you see on change client script here, what you are doing here. What on change is what? On change is even just function. Correct. How? This is the function. This is the function name. These all are the parameter. What and all parameter? First thing you have to remember in interview they might ask, or even if they are not asking, if you are asking you types of client script, and if you are giving the full detail answer, they will be happy. Because what is in interview? Suppose if it's an 1 hour of interview, you have to talk with the interviewer. So you have to just pass the time. So the more information you will give the topic you know, the more time will go on. Are you guys understanding? You just have to talk. If it's 1 hour interview, you have to talk with interviewer. That's it. If you are able to engage him, you'll be good. So suppose if you are asking what you on change kind script, so just don't say that on change of the that like any field and the script runs that is called on change. No, don't give just one line answer. Give full detail. This is on change client script. These all are the parameter of client script. What are all this parameter? I will explain. That's fine. That is the further part. Okay. But if you see, isn't it the similar like the way we have taught, like we have learned how to create a function name, this parameter, this parenthesis. Are you able to understand? Here you have to write your code. Don't mess with this. Okay. With every different type of this is the different type. Okay. All these things I'm going to tell you. What is mean by this if is loading new value return. That is later part. But for now, did you understand what is the on-change client script? Mostly we write here only. Mostly we don't use all these things. Mostly we have to write it is clearly meant. Type a prepared comment here and begin script below. Can you see? It is giving you scripting. So mostly on-change client script, you will start writing code here only. But did you understand why I have taught you the function and is it looking similar the way we have learned? Are you guys understand this on change?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
this is the on change. Now, this is the first. Now the second type is, if you'll see, second type is on load. Now my requirement is, if you'll see here when I'm changing the value, I'm getting this alert, right? This alert. Now on the type of this form loading, like for example, when I'm refreshing this form, right? When I'm refreshing this form, if you'll see that is called loading, correct? This is loading. If you'll refresh, the form is loading. Now form is loaded. What is the form loading? You guys are understanding? Did someone message or what? Okay,
No.
no issue. So can you see this is called form loading? So we have a second type of client script is called on load. Means if you want to perform certain action when your form is loading for the first time. Okay, for first time, second time, anytime. Means when form is loading, you want to perform certain action that is called on load. Okay, so I'm just duplicating this. See, you can't directly, if you have already given on change, if you'll do on load, right? It won't work here. Can you see? Because you have done on load, but down it did not change at all, correct? So that's why
Mm.
directly from here you can't do like on load and write. You have to open the fresh page only because you will see some difference. I'm not removing this. I'm letting it be on change. Okay, you will see the difference. So this time I'm selecting configure. You can reach to client script here. So client script. I want to create new client script. So click on new. Here now I'm giving on load. Okay, so what is the type of client script you want to write? I want to write on load. Why? Because I want to give the message on the form loading. So when form loads, I want some message. So that's why you can type on load. If you'll see what kind of function here, if you'll see the difference on change, are you guys able to see on change? What difference between
Mm.
on change and on load? On load. If you see there is no parameter or nothing in on load. Are you guys able to understand?
Yeah.
This is the difference. In on-change, if you'll see a lot of parameters and something written and all those things. Here, nothing. Simple function name, parenthesis, and this whatever code you have to write, you can write here. It is giving you instruction also. Begin script below. So what? I want to give alert on the form loading. So what alert I'm giving? Learning the on load client script. Okay. Now I'm saving. Description and all if you want to give, you can give. Otherwise, I'm saving this. Okay. So one script has created called onload. Type onload. And when you are selecting online, it's not asking because now this will run on the loading of form. Now this is your now uh, this is your form. Okay. So this is your form. Now your load. So when I'm loading, so what will happen? Just see. Can you see? Can you see one alert is coming? Learning onload client script. Are you guys understand? You done this. Now if you load again it will give. So every time if you refresh or if you load your form, it will give you this alert. So this is called onload client script, which runs on when your form is loading. And if you're selecting this is direct employee, then it will run on change. Hi, this is on change client script example. Are you guys understanding what is mean by onload? What is mean by onload and what is mean by on change? What is do these two type of client script? Yes or no?
Understood.
Okay. Now let's go for third type. Okay. Okay. This requirement. Second is on load and requirement. I'm not writing. Okay. I hope you guys are understanding. So let's go for third. What is third? On submit. Okay. Okay. So what is my requirement for on submit? I'm writing. Uh, okay. Give the message the same. Give the message when form is getting submitted. Okay. Or submitted means either you can save or you can update. Okay. Or you can submit. So these all are the example of submitted. So whenever your form is submitted or updated or something like that, or someone is saving. So at that time, I want one message. Okay. So let's see. Uh, I'm duplicating this. You right click, configure, client script. I want to create new. Guys, you understand the requirement, right? Whenever you are submitting the form or you are right click here and saving the form, at that time I want message. Understanding, you guys are understanding, right?
Right, right.
Okay. Now type on submit. Can you see difference? Can you see between on change, on load and on submit? For on submit also there is no parameter. Okay, it's simple function on submit name and this parenthesis. And for below you can start writing your code. So what I want a message. So alert. Hi, this is on submit. This is on submit line script example. Okay, now you can save. Okay, now go to form, refresh the form. When you will refresh means you are loading the form. At that time one script will run. Can you see learning the onload client script? You can do okay. Now when you have filled the values, okay, something like this. Okay, if you have filled the values and now you are submitting. So either you can submit, if I'll do submit, it will reverse to some other page. So what I'm doing, I'm doing right click and saving. Just see, you are either you save or submit, it's the same thing. Okay, so when you will save, are you getting one alert? Hi, this is on submit client script example. So this, if you want to perform certain action on the when you are submitting the form, okay. So at that time you can use this on submit client script. Guys, are you understanding? If you'll do okay, your form will be submitted. And when you submit again, the form is loading. That's why this onload transcript is coming. Guys, are you, is it understandable or not? What is mean by on change, on load, on submit? Is it?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the last type of client script is on cell edit. Okay. So now what is this? Okay. So suppose I have a requirement. Mm, this is called list view. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. Here I'm giving all request. So this is called list view. Okay, this is the list view. So what is my requirement in list view? If I'm changing any value, okay. So not any value, suppose type of insurance. So what is my requirement on sell edit? Okay, should give space. So on sell edit in list view, if you want to do something, okay, in list view, if the type of insurance value changes, then give a message. Okay, this is my requirement. So previously we were doing on the form, but now my requirement is to get a message on the form level. If you are changing any value in the sorry, in the list level, not form level. So at that time that is called mm, on cell edit. On cell edit means they are considering this as a cell. If you see this employee, this is a one cell. This is one cell. You guys know Excel, right? In Excel you have a column and this cell. So this is one cell. This is the one cell. So since you are edit anything in the list view and that one particular cell, so that's why its name is on cell edit. When in cell you are doing any editing. Okay. So now we have to start writing the script, right? So how can I write? I have to write in this table. So I'm just duplicating figure client script, and this type I want to see new on cell edit. Okay. So type on cell edit. If you'll see for on cell edit also you have a function name and lot of other parameters. So in on change and on cell edit you have a parameters, but on load or on submit you do not have parameters. Okay, just observe this. Then I'm gonna explain these parameters but later, not now. Okay, so it is simple. Now here in on cell edit also it is asking you the field name on change of which field you want to give message. So type of insurance in the list view when I'm changing this type of insurance, then I should get message. What message? Alert. This is
So on
example
cell
of,
edit is only in the list view.
yes, it will only work in list view, it won't work in the
Right.
form view.
Okay.
Okay,
Other three are
so
for form view and this is for list view.
this for list view, this will only work for list view. Okay, so save. Now just see it is saved. This is your list view. Okay, this is a form view. Let's check on the form view. In the form view, this is the download example. If you are changing the type of insurance, nothing is happening. Okay, this forget it is since I'm saving the form, that is why telling is hi, this is on submit line script. Okay, can you see nothing happened? This is since after submitting the form is loaded. That's why it's running on load. Guys, you are understanding all these things, right? Don't get confused. You are not confusing, right? You are understanding when you are saving the form will load again. Hello, guys, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Now in the list view, I'm changing this type of insurance. Okay. So from GHMI, I'm doing live. Can you see? This is the example of on cell edit. Can you see? Guys, you are seeing this alert, right?
Right.
Okay. So this is the type of client script. Are we good here up to here? The types of client script? I will stop here.
Yes.
We'll continue from here tomorrow. Now, any doubt, any question regarding this types of client script? Do you understand or something you did not understand? If you have any doubt, any questions, please ask now.
No, no doubts as such. Now we understood. In fact, this is, you were right. We do not have to write the complete code. We do not have to write as such a very big code anywhere, right? But
Right.
what would be the scenarios of like on load page? Will that all
That will come.
that
That will
cannot
come.
always be an alert?
Right,
What would
right,
be
right.
the scenarios? What kind of
That will come
functions we would
tomorrow.
be using?
Will
Okay,
these all
because
things will come tomorrow.
because we just use alert function, which is like
Yes,
already
yes, yes.
inbuilt.
Don't worry. Tomorrow we are going to do a lot of things. Okay, you will see. Today I did not teach you anything. I teach you the type of client script. I wanted to make you understand the type of client script. Are you understand what is meant by on change? Now
Yeah.
you understand, right? When
Yeah.
you will change the field value, that is on change. What is on load? What is on submit? What is on sell edit? Today was topic that. Did up to here, or did we understand? Up to here, do we have any questions?
No,
Client script
we
is not done
understood.
yet. Client script is not done yet. There is a lot of things. Today you just learn the types of client script. There still we have a lot of things. I have to explain these parameters. I have to explain different methods, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of
Scenarios
things.
also where all
Yes,
like
yes,
this
it
is
will
very
come in
repetitive.
scenarios. You will see
Yeah.
tomorrow. Till now, where we have understood, do we have any doubt or anything?
No, we are fine with this.
No.
Okay, then we'll meet tomorrow. Okay, I'm
Okay.
stopping the
Thank you.
recording. Okay, thank you guys. Bye.